Hey, you! I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
Celebrities. Let's get the one about the celebrities. How they reacted.
Hey, call in. Call into the Lionz Den show.
Yeah, celebrities.
Give them the number. Give them the number.
Call us celebrities.
863-877-0693. Give us a call and let us know what you think about what's going down.
Once again, joining the outcry to stop Asian hate, as 8 people were killed yesterday in the Atlanta area, 6 of the victims being Asian women.
Yeah, the shooting happened at 3 different spas in the Atlanta area, which are relatively close to one another, and all occurred within a couple of hours. The suspect has been arrested, but the investigation is still in the early stages in determining motive.
Yeah, but celebs are taking to social media to use the hashtag #StopAsianHate. Wow. So Danny Day Kim wrote,
Hashtag Stop Asian Hate.
The crime matters.
That's the new hashtag, huh?
Yeah.
If you act with hate in your heart, you're a part of the problem. To silence those with the power to help, yet sit idly by, your silence is complicity. Olivia Munn said the violent attacks and murders against Asians are still happening. Please help us. We need help to be safe in our country. Stop Asian hate, please.
Yeah, and LeBron James tweeted this. My condolences go out to the families of all the victims and the entire Asian community tonight on what transpired in Atlanta at the aromatherapy spa. Coward ass young man, just senseless and tragic. And Mindy Kaling wrote this. The targeting of our Asian brothers and sisters is sickening, but not surprising given the normalizing of anti-Asian hate speech in the past year.
Hold on real quick. You know what's crazy about that? LeBron said that, and nobody's going to tell him shut up and dribble. Didn't they tell him to stop being political?
Exactly.
Hey, that's a heavy point you just brought out.
It is.
Heavy point. Nobody told him to shut up and dribble when he defended somebody else.
Right.
But when you come to defend your own people,
shut up and dribble. You're just a ball player.
Wow, that's a great point you just brought out.
Because the last one was the soccer player that told him to stay,
Right.
Yeah.
But now they use this quote in an uplifting manner when it's dealing with somebody else. You see that?
Wow.
That's why don't trust the media.
Never.
Right. Trust your enemy. Go ahead, keep playing.
LeBron should bring that up, man. His damn self.
Simu Liu said, feeling overwhelming grief at the senseless murder of 8 people in Atlanta. Still much we don't know, but it's clear to me that the shooter specifically targeted Asian women. Praying for the victims' families and for my Asian sisters. Action to follow. And Patricia Arquette tweeted, the escalation of attacks on Asian Americans is horrifying. Stop it. Stop this sickness in America. Stop this brutality. Roz, do you want to comment? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Roz. Yeah, do you want to go first?
Yeah, and this is God. I think back to these shootings, whether it was the Florida nightclub or even with the spas in Atlanta. It's so unbelievably tragic, and the more sort of information you hear, I was watching one of the press conferences.
Hold on, pause.
Yeah,
He jumped all the way from when that shooting happened, 2005, 2008, the Pride shooting in Orlando.
Yeah.
So that was the last tragic shooting that he can remember.
And
it was that far ago. He don't all the black people that don't been killed during that time period.
That's because he don't see them as black.
Right. What happened during every July 4th in Chicago and New York?
Man.
Well, over hundreds of people get killed in one night. 64, 68 shootings. They don't bring that up. But this is the last tragic shooting. You got to go all the way back to the Post nightclub. Wow.
Remember back in the day when they had the 100 nights, 100 killings, the gangs and whatnot? Nobody wanted to say nothing about that. That was mass shootings going on, you know?
Yep. Go ahead. Press play. Crazy.
Interviewing the interview that they had done with the man they arrested, and relaying sort of his side of things and what his feelings were and what the possible motives could be. It's almost at the point of where it doesn't matter anymore. The motive absolutely matters, and the people that died absolutely matters, but it happens so frequently, and every time it happens, you just hope it never happens again. And then you have these spas and the women that died and the Asian community and everything else that's going on outside of it in other states. And it's so you want to know everything, but yet I want to know nothing. Like it's a weird, I don't even know how to articulate it. Like you just want to mourn for the families and sort of live your life that way without then now being barraged with everything that this guy is saying that was his side of the story and why it happened, because it all just becomes too sad. And I think the message that all of these stars had just been tweeting will sort of get lost in all of that. And you just kind of want to take a moment to just, feel absolutely, heartbreaking sadness.
Hey, pause there for a second. You know what I found interesting now? The first couple of videos we were watching, they were trying to condone his behavior as though he was a sex addict, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the guy called them aromatherapy spas.
For real?
He called them aromatherapy spas.
No, man. That would love you long time spas. You know that.
They're trying to explain it away. They're trying to take
they
out
trying to cover everything.
They're trying to dress up the whole situation and make
therapy
it
spas.
Yeah, he just,
they were
your
just,
smells wasn't on point. So.
Yeah, they were just in there burning candles, huh?
Right.
Yo, what I was saying on the sideline is, who is this guy on the end, yo? Like,
sideshow.
Hey,
fast
forward.
He's the black sideshow Bob.
They
man.
had to find a random
so we
Jake,
can see the brother. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the black sideshow Bob, man. You know who that is.
Yeah,
he got the T on his shirt.
Wow. Random Jake.
I seen you posted the celebrities react.
Yeah. IT team. Scroll in.
Yeah, Breland, what do you think?
Breland.
I agree.
Ezekiel, you closer to him. Maybe they don't hear me.
It is indicative of
There you go. Okay.
a much larger issue here. I'm glad that people are speaking out on this, and I definitely want to use this opportunity to say the same. Hatred against any community of people based on their identity, hatred in general, but especially when it comes to someone's identity or who they worship or how they worship or who they love. It's just out of style, dude. Like
Pause.
Wait.
Pause.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're trying to.
No, you got it.
He said out of style.
Yeah.
He said hatred is out of style, right? Can we show that hatred towards the Israelites is never out of style for Esau?
Right. Never.
Let's get that in Ezekiel. That hatred is never out of style. We're gonna get into that part because we get into this is the surprise part. You're seeing this happening to the Asian community. We got one more video, and then we're gonna get into what happens to our people.
This was crazy to me though. What he's saying is what you'll hear from 99% of black people, which is they learned that from Esau.
Right.
That's what Esau say. I don't see color. We don't say that. Esau say that. Now we say it.
Right.
Like, what are you even saying? Go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
No, I went out of style in the 60s.
A perpetual hatred.
Maybe the 70s.
A perpetual hatred.
All right, 2000, that's it. No more hatred.
A perpetual hatred.
Right.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
So that ain't he don't first of all, he don't know who he is.
You're right. Exactly.
And he lacks the understanding of the scriptures that this enemy of ours he gonna hate us until Christ put him in his place.
Exactly.
It's never
Exactly.
ending. It
Even
just won't-
then, he gonna fight against. He gonna
Yeah,
fight against.
that's true. That is
even
true.
then.
He gonna fight
That's
when
true.
Christ returns.
Right.
That hatred is forever. That's why I say we got to rule with a rod of iron. Why the
Right,
hell we
right.
need a rod of iron for? And we gods on the earth.
Right.
You ever seen a god got to have a damn weapon because Esau, crazy ass, still gonna be trying to fight us. It's forever. It is forever. Go ahead.
All right, go to the next video.
Hey, so hold on. Before you go there, remember the Georgia Reverend Warnock, right? The senator that got up and said he was a proud American.
Yes.
And he spoke about the Asians, and what was going on.
Right.
Pull up the last video I just
found
showed. Yes, it's only
Okay.
59 seconds.
Okay.
Police officers have been swiftly
Yep, that's it.
fired and charged in recent accusations of excessive force.
Of excessive force.
Protesters are asking when we will see movement in the Jamarian Robinson.
Now this is Jamarian Robinson.
Yeah.
4 years ago this happened in 2016. Remember the dude had to jump all the way back to the post shootings in Orlando to
Right.
figure out a tragic shooting.
Right.
Go ahead. Press play.
2016. Robinson was shot 59 times.
Hold on, pause.
Wow.
Pause.
50. Hey, you know, I never heard this story.
Yo.
59
Pause.
times.
Yo.
Now they say that what happened to the Asians was a tragedy. This one man got more bullets in his body than all of them combined.
Damn.
Yo.
Go back just a second and play it again. I want everybody to hear this.
59 times, according to the medical examiner, as a federal task force attempted to arrest him inside an East Point apartment. Today, a group marched from Centennial Olympic Park to the Fulton County Jail over what they are calling a continuing failure of the district attorney to charge anyone. The task force
And nobody got charged for shooting this man over 76 times. Press play.
at least one United States Marshal. That's Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard there. He announced plans to bring a case before a grand jury last year, but that has not happened. DA Howard sued the Department of Justice, claiming the agency is blocking his efforts to investigate further.
So I just wanted to pull it up, just show you in his own backyard, you got a case that's open where a young man got shot 76 times dead and nobody's been tried, nobody's been caught, nobody's convicted. They know who did it. The DA sent these men there to arrest them, and they end up shooting them 76 times, threw them down the stairs. No, not one charge. Not one charge.
What year did this happen?
This happened
2016.
2016?
That's
Yep.
out of control.
I actually missed that one. That's crazy as hell.
Yep.
When you say 76 times, like in my mind, I'm picturing
59.
a machine gun
59.
team
No, it was
setting up.
76.
76? Okay, my bad.
76?
He said 59, but it was 76.
I'm
Go ahead.
picturing a machine gun team setting up in front of his front door
Right.
and just letting it go.
Yep.
That's crazy. That means the police had to shoot their handguns,
Exactly.
reload,
Yep.
and keep firing.
Yep.
That's out of control, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's some Black Panther
Right.
shooting type stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. Go ahead. Pull the video.
that is
Officer
crazy.
Warner.
Go to the one, the Asian, the older Asian woman.
Yes.
Hey, why we getting
Right
it?
above that one that. Yeah,
Okay, they got it. Why we getting it? Hold on, real quick. This just came to mind
yeah, bring it out, Cap.
because notice that happened in 2016, right?
Right.
That shooting just happened in Atlanta. Immediately, he goes and speaks about it in front of the president.
Right.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. Meanwhile, these things happen to us all the time. Nobody speaks on our behalf. Nobody wants to go to the president. Nobody wants to go to the head of the FBI or anything for us. Read that, Ecclesiastes 4:1.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
All the oppressions that are done under the sun. Like y'all said, a lot of y'all say y'all never heard that story. Some of y'all watching the show never heard of Jamarian Robinson. Read.
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed.
Right, the tears of such as were oppressed. We actually met his mother.
Yes.
And you got to imagine how that feels to hear the story. Your son is killed and murdered and nobody gets charged. And it was done by the police. Read.
And they had no comforter.
And what?
And they had no comforter.
Ain't nobody getting on the news and comforter and making people vilify Black Lives Matter. We're too violent. The movement is this, the movement is that. Our movement gets hijacked and changed and turned into something else. to now it's become it's a transsexual movement. Read.
And on the side of their oppressors, there was power.
On the side of the oppressors, which is the white man, the Chinese man, there's power. You can instantly get a state governor or senator that ain't even of your nation to represent you before the president. Before your own people go and bring your story forth to represent you. Read, but on the side of the oppressed.
But on the side of their oppressors, there was power.
Read.
But they had no comforter.
We don't have no comforter. Ain't no comforter for us. We got nothing on our side. Go ahead.
Hey, Cap.
I want to see a Christian try to undo that scripture right there.
You in the spirit with that. Get a Zechariah 11:6 too, because start at 4 and 5, because no one to pity us, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one to pity us.
There you go.
No comfort.
There you go.
Right? Okay.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter.
Now that's what we doing.
Right.
Because we have had no comforters. But now we showing our people comfort in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Whose possessors slay them
Uh-huh.
and hold themselves not guilty.
And that's what we found out. That's exactly what Cap's going over in this case. Go ahead.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Uh-huh.
And their own shepherds.
Now wait a minute. Read that part again.
And their own shepherds.
Remember the state governor or senator, whatever that brother was that we played just a little while ago, from the great state of Georgia.
Right.
This happened in the great state of Georgia, right? Now he's talking about how this is such a tragedy what happened to the Asian community. Okay, and for them it was. But what about, again, the thousands and hundreds of thousands of millions of our people that are slaughtered? Look what the words that the Lord said. Feed the flock of the slaughter.
Damn.
Go ahead, finish that.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
Yep.
And we can't find comfort from those that we call leaders.
There you go. Our own shepherds pity us not. Excellent scripture. Go ahead. Play that video.
Attacks continue everywhere. This gutsy 75-year-old woman gave an alleged attacker a lot more than he bargained for. She says she fought back with that stick after this guy punched her in the face for no reason in San Francisco.
From what I could see,
Shoot.
of the guy on the stretcher, police were holding her back.
This Asian man was attacked.
That's her yelling like that?
This travel agent was beaten up for no reason during his lunch break at a street corner. Look at his eyes. Now blind in one eye, he's raising money on GoFundMe to help pay his medical expenses. This angry exchange took place in New York.
Did you just say, go back to China, bitch? Is that what you said?
You are insulting me.
No, man. A woman in a taxi is accused of telling an Asian American to go back to China.
Say that again. He's like, communist China?
Oh, isn't that where you're from?
No, it's not.
The real surprise came when the identity of the woman in the taxi cab was revealed. Turns out she's the daughter of the late United States Senator from New York, the legendary Daniel Patrick Moynihan.
Wow.
He's so highly regarded, this new $1.6 billion train station, Moynihan Train Hall, was named after him.
Wow.
Moynihan, a human rights activist,
Wow.
says the incident was a
That's hilarious. She's a human rights activist.
Human rights, huh?
Human rights activist.
She also denies the
Dang.
disputes.
Esau rights activist.
Right. There you go. There you go.
All right.
Wow, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to say this. I'm going to make sure I bring this out before we get too far. Everything that Moab get coming to them little Chinese women getting beat up, the older guys getting beat up, they bring that on themselves.
Yep.
Go to Isaiah 16:6 real quick. I'm going to show you something. Because Moab try to act like they humble. You know, they paint them in the movies as being the senseis and they bowing and all that. That ain't their spirit.
The senseis and all that.
Right. That ain't their spirit. I'm going to show you what their real spirit is. What you get when you go to their stores. Hurry up and buy, nigga.
Hurry up and buy.
Read
I
that.
feel sorry for your mother.
Right, yeah, right. That's their real mindset. We're going to prove it out of the Bible.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 16 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
We have heard of the pride of Moab.
We have what?
We have heard of the pride of Moab.
We have heard of the pride of Moab. That's the spirit they roll in. Why you think people picking on? Ain't nobody just randomly picking on no little Chinese woman. But what? She probably wouldn't move out the way, wouldn't get the tab or whatever it is. Talking crazy to you, act like they don't understand English.
Yeah, they know they
right.
They disrespectful as hell.
Exactly. Read, we have heard the pride of Moab.
He is very proud.
He is what?
He is very proud.
He is very proud. Read.
Even of his haughtiness and his pride and his wrath. But his lies shall not be so.
But his lies shall not be so. He gonna be exposed in the end. But I brought that out to show you. Don't buy that old sob story. They small. They got the long guys, so they get picked on. No. Moab got a prideful, haughty spirit.
They got long money too.
Right, real long money.
Long money.
So long. They got Chinatowns in every city. they come in here and infiltrate. Meanwhile, you never seen a nigga town only on Key and Peele. You will only see that on a TV show. You won't see it in real life. Nigga town is called Detroit, Chicago, the hood.
The projects.
Right, the projects.
And what is it? The pink houses.
Right, the pink houses.
Just to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You good.
Just to back you up, the Lord is not going to forgive them either for the things that they've done to us.
Yep.
All right, because we're going to read about in the last days or in the times what the Lord is going to do to them. Get that in Numbers.
Yep.
24. Read 14 and then jump down to 17.
Book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And now behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days.
Go ahead, jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab.
And shall do what?
Shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth.
So he got destruction in his future. Because what we're reading is when we were coming out of Egypt, that Moab, the king of Moab, tried to hire a prophet or a soothsayer. Right. I don't want to say a prophet because a prophet's only out of Israel. Right. But a soothsayer to curse us. All right. And we committed, when we read on in that history, we committed whoredom with Moab. We worship their gods. And now you see that same spirit is still on some of our people that, our brothers and sisters of the Chinese community.
Yeah. Right.
It's such a tragedy what happened to them.
Right. I ain't heard Jet Li say a damn thing about George Floyd yet.
Nothing.
Hey, one of them was there. One of them was one of the cops.
Was Moab, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
he was the lookout.
The one that did the killing that was kneeling on his knee, the other one was his partner, Moab, and he was married to Moab's sister.
Wow.
His brother-in-law.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to help.
Play that next video.
I'm sure you all have seen the crazy video of the Asian man choking the black female at a beauty supply store here.
So pause. Now we finna get into their hatred towards us.
Now we're getting into their hatred towards us and how the rest of of America treats us. And our standard.
And when do they apologize for that?
Never, man.
Go ahead.
Never.
I ain't saw a beauty supply store yet come out and say, hey, we apologize for cornering the market. We want to give y'all 50% of all our profits.
No, they just say, we give you 50% off all week from the bag.
Hey, remember when this incident happened and brothers was trying to tell the sisters like, yo, stop going and buying these products.
Yep.
And the same store, their business tripled, quadrupled. There was sisters online outside the store.
They gave a sale or something like that. Yeah, they gave a sale.
That's crazy.
2 for 1 wave to die all that.
Go ahead, press play.
Make sure you have it by.
I'll show you the video and then I'll break down what happened.
Look how they got to leave the store. Put your hands up on the way out and go through the scanner.
Wow.
On the way out.
That's like jail.
That show you how our sisters don't value the way they look, man.
You gotta exit the store like TSA, like you at
Yeah.
the TSA.
Here it come.
Pride of Moab. Notice the woman there too. Every other nation, the woman right beside the man, except for us.
Right.
That's for you married to love you a long time.
Damn. Wow. Wow.
No, it was not. You check my purse. Get off.
He said you hit me.
You hit me.
All right. So now y'all see, this is just one.
Who is
video.
filming this? Our
Right.
people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's-
Go to the
that's-
next one. Go to the next one. Let's show some of these. Cause we gotta remind our people. Our people forget stuff fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's one, Stu. What we got next?
Following rising tensions between the U.S. and China over new national security laws for Hong Kong, now Beijing is weighing in on the protests sweeping the U.S. Remy Inocencio reports.
China's criticism of President Trump came from Beijing, from Hong Kong, and from Washington. China's ambassador to the United States, Cui Tiankai, blamed the massive pro-democracy protests last year from June to December for forcing Beijing's hand to move ahead with that new national security law. But it was China's foreign ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying on Twitter who referenced the death of George Floyd. She tweeted a reply to the U.S. State Department spokeswoman Morgan Ortagus with just the 3 words, "I can't breathe," implying that Washington should focus on the mass protests sweeping the U.S. before criticizing China for what it's doing with Hong Kong. China is now using the protests to point out what it describes as American hypocrisy with respect to Hong Kong. Racism against ethnic minorities in the U.S. is a chronic disease of American society, said Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian in Beijing. Now, protests have come back to the former British colony in the past few weeks over those new security laws. Thousands have turned out. Riot police used water cannon and pepper balls to control the crowds.
All right. What you wanted to bring out with that, Ezekiel? What did you want to bring out with that video?
Let's go to Daniel's 9 and verse 11.
Bring it out, Better bring out something.
Let's get it. Because
Let's see when he's going to get it.
The anticipation grows.
Book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law,
right?
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
Keep reading. Let's go to verse 12 now.
He hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
Because we're seeing all of these things happen to Moab and all of these Asian Americans and all of that, all this brutality. But what we need to focus on is what's happening to our people.
Right.
You could lump up all the bad things that happened to them throughout the history, and it still won't even.
There you go.
It's nothing but little crumbs compared to the mountain of atrocities that's happened to us. That's still actively happening to us right now to this very day.
And you know how that's true? Because every time another nationality that think they oppress, who do they always measure them up to? Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Because they know those are the most oppressed people, and that was their leader. So let's see how they match up to them. Because they understand what we went through. Nobody else can even compare. So
Right.
it's like, yeah, he the MLK of this people. He the Malcolm X of this people.
And right there, so all China and all of them, they know exactly what's going on in here. And what's crazy, we watched the video with the brother in the Senate House or the politician, and he's talking about all these things that happen to all of these other people, and how his heart goes out to all of these. But they are not out here doing anything for us in no type of way.
Right.
They're not doing nothing for our people. But the video we just watched shows that they understand and they know fully well what's going on with the brutality that we're going with that's happening to us right now this very day.
There you go. Go to the next video.
They said they tweeted what? I can't breathe. They know what's happening.
So
what
what you're saying is when you get oppressed, you refer back to what happened to black people and everybody know what's going on.
Right.
It's like if you really got a bad job, they working me like a black man.
That's probably what they say.
Hey, that's why,
That's crazy.
and I'm serious. That's why I quoted that earlier. That song that Lennon and Yoko Ono did about the oppression of women. They compared them to
a
us.
nigga, right?
Right.
They the worst. It's the worst of the worst. Ain't nothing worse than being
Hey,
black.
didn't that one guy in the airport? Y'all remember a couple months ago? Some Edomite was in the airport wilding out, and he was like, "You're treating me like a black person."
Yeah, yep. I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way because, like Cap said, they say you're working me like a black man, but the other saying is you're working me like a Hebrew slave.
Like a Hebrew
So
slave.
they know we've been in that position.
Exactly. And guess what? We are those same slaves in the same condition today.
Right.
We are the Hebrew slaves. Nothing changed.
Who said earlier, where's That's a good. Where's Jackie Chan? No, where is
Jet Li.
Jet Li.
Yep.
Where's Jet Li?
Yao
Where's
Ming.
Jackie Chan?
Where's Yao Ming
Remember the movie with Chris Tucker? Where the hell is Jackie
It's
Chan
Yao,
when all
man.
this is
Where?
going
Yao
down,
Ming
man?
Nah,
was
we
cool
want Yao.
with Tracy McGrady. Why he
Right.
didn't say nothing?
Right.
Quiet as a mouse, man.
Hey, that's funny because remember how James Harden stepped up and defended the Edomite. I don't know if he's the owner or GM or something for the Houston Rockets because he was talking smack about the Chinese.
Right.
Go get that Negro. Go get that Negro.
Our
Yo,
people quick
Coons,
to
man.
defend our people. They quick to defend our own oppressors.
This really, Coons make me sick, man. Brothers is up there in the Senate going super duper hard for Moab of all people, as quiet as a mouse when it goes down with
Coons
our
should
people.
make you
but
sick, Ezekiel.
Man,
It goes back to Proverbs 3:31 though, because remember, just a year ago when Trump was in office, Trump was talking mad stuff about Moab.
Right.
They brought over the Chinese virus.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hold on.
nobody was defending that.
He was like, China.
It's China.
Nobody was defending because we followed the oppressor. Now the oppressor's like, okay, go ahead and feel
It's a
bad.
Chinese
for him.
virus.
Yep. Nah, that's 100% correct. We gonna go with the flow of the man that's leading.
Right.
Let's prove that according to the scripture. Go to Sirach 10:1. But that's why we shouldn't be following the oppressor. That's why I say choose none of his ways. Because Esau ain't right. They ain't right.
Don't
So
choose that beef fried
right.
rice.
So if you following his mindset, his thoughts, his theologies, his policies, you're going to be going down the wrong path.
What if he eating his wings?
Hey, the scripture say we're going to eat the foul fruit.
Read that. I was going to say, boy.
We got to eat the food.
Tearing the wings and things up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Read.
As the judge of the people is himself.
Exactly what he said. When Trump had the whole nation saying China flu and China virus, as the judge of the people.
As the judge of the people is himself.
Uh-huh.
So are his officers.
So are his officers. Read.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is.
The ruler of the city, if he rolling in a racist, hatred spirit like Trump was, read.
Such are all they that dwell therein.
Then that's how the whole country gonna roll. But that's why they hate the Israelites. Right. Because the Israelites, we on a whole different mindset. We don't give a damn what politician in. We don't give a damn what policy you got. The only spirit we rolling in is the spirit that Christ gave us.
That's right.
And and that ain't changing. It's the same spirit that the disciples had, and that's the spirit that we gonna roll in. That's why we are a problem to this society. Go ahead, Miguel.
No, I was going to say, bring it out. That's right. That's all I ain't nothing to say. I'm like, yeah, right on, brother, right on.
Hey, so this next video goes more into this is our normal. This is our standard. This is how we get treated on a daily basis. And so, nobody's surprised when it happens to us, right? Play that video.
An exclusive interview tonight with a victim of an alleged
Wow.
glass bottle and racial
Damn.
slurs hurled at her as
Wow.
she
For no reason.
Man, in Queens,
She
too.
didn't even know that lady.
Son? I was going to say Mississippi somewhere. In Queens?
Son.
Black people don't jog in Mississippi.
Man. Yeah. That's a suicide mission right
Or the
there.
great state of Georgia.
Right. Damn. So she couldn't have known that person. Like she running from another street. And Queens, New York is a big place.
Right.
You don't know people.
Oh, that was her right there.
Yeah, that's her throwing it at her.
Bruh.
And the sister's jogging like, I'm safe. I'm in Queens.
Right. It's crazy.
Hey, Officer Ezekiel, how they say it in New York, she wildin'.
Mm-hmm.
She wildin', son.
Yep.
Bruh.
Go ahead.
I'm saying, what would y'all do if that was that person, bro? What would y'all do? That could happen to one of us, man. It hasn't happened. What would y'all do?
Hey, probably
you
come
just
out the
jogging,
spirit.
man.
Yo,
Hey,
I would get out.
brothers
the
doing the Baruch, the mile challenge. Y'all out there running. What would y'all do if y'all just got a bottle thrown at y'all while y'all running like that?
I'm not saying on the air.
Because that was just like random. That was very
Hey,
random.
they said it was a glass bottle too, so
Yes.
you know that had to hurt, man. Yo,
Let me see what sister gonna say, man. What's she gonna say?
PD Hate Crimes Unit is now investigating, and police tonight are searching for that woman who threw the bottle.
The attack on the black jogger caught on
The
camera
black
tonight.
jogger.
Victim speaking to I.U.I.C. News reporter Kimberly Richardson.
She was so loud and aggressive.
This woman who threw a glass bottle at Tiffany while she was jogging and then spewed a racial slur.
She did call me the N-word, and I mean, I'm not an N-word. None of us are. But the reality is that this woman felt that she needed me to be that, and I would just say that she should look into herself as to why.
See, that's the problem right there.
Wow.
Look into herself as to why.
I'm gonna show you what they find when they look in themselves. Go to Micah too. This is the problem. These people don't have a soul.
Right, bring it out, Cal.
They are not right. Like Deacon Yawasop always say, we seeking conscience from a people that don't have a conscience. They don't have a conscience. You're not gonna get what you think you're gonna get from them. Is it Habakkuk?
Beckett, yeah,
Habakkuk.
that's what
Habakkuk.
you want, yeah.
Read that. Beckett 2 and 4.
Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Hey, and IT, find the interview of Muhammad Ali talking about the snakes. Read that.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Is what?
Is not upright in him.
So when you telling these other nations to look inside their soul, look inside your soul, examine yourself, follow your heart,
Right.
follow your dreams. They hearts ain't right. That's why Israel is so. We were the only people that had given an upright spirit. He gave us the commandments, not the other nations. They spirits ain't right. They got hatred for no reason. They got a prideful, haughty spirit for no reason. That's why our women take on that spirit, because they following their oppressors. Go ahead.
And you know what's crazy is that this is a news story, right?
Mm-hmm.
White people watch the news.
Right.
You gonna tell me ain't none of them know who that was?
They know who that was.
Come
man.
on, man.
Right.
I was curious. I'm curious. How did the person already have the phone recording just when the lady was just running by?
Yeah, it's always random.
Man, everything's
surprised.
recorded now, man.
Everything.
There's a phone.
Like, she's just recording right
there's
there.
a camera everywhere, bro.
Right.
They just record it. You can't do nothing without being recorded nowadays. Ask Bezalel.
You got that video?
Oh boy.
That was the point on this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I don't know if they found it or not. Y'all found that yet? All right, play that. This is for the sister that said you want them to look inside their hearts.
Yeah.
There are many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but they're so forget.
So you see the mindset. Muhammad Ali was he was way ahead of his time.
Mhm.
Now he's using this for the white man, but guess this for all the nations. This is what our people didn't understand. All the nations. Go to Psalms 83. Let's bring it out. All the nations got the same mind as Esau because that's who they all chasing. They all put on suits to chase him. So guess what? They all come over here and gentrify our neighborhoods together. They all set up restaurants in our neighborhoods together. They all agree with the curriculum together. All the nations. So don't think they going to look inside their heart and see something different. They going to have some compassion for you because the main oppressor don't have no compassion. They ain't going to have none either. Go ahead.
Book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy what?
Thine enemies make a tumult.
Read.
And they that hate
Hold
thee.
on. Now it says enemies. Because, like, our people love to say, hey, y'all say the white man the devil? He is the devil. But the Bible says that we got enemies.
Plural.
It's more than just Esau that has a problem with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's more than just him. Read.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult. Read.
And they that hate thee.
Hold on. What's the title? Hatred. Your dilemma, our standard.
Your surprise.
Your surprise.
Our standard.
Our standard. It says our enemies hate us. This is nothing new. This is in the Bible. 2,000 years ago. It says that our enemies would have a spirit of hatred for us. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And now they lifting up their head. Read. Throwing bottles at your head for no reason. For being black. Grabbing you by your head and throwing you on the ground when you go to their beauty stores. Feeding you dogs and cats and whatever else they can find in their restaurants. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And what?
And consulted against thine hidden ones.
They have consulted against the hidden ones. Against our people, the Israelites. Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
That's what I want y'all to see right there. They are all in agreement with the main nemesis.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.